الدعوة إليه is that you must give da'wah to it now. If you learn something, you have to teach. You have to tell the people next to you. Da'wah to it does not necessarily mean that you go on YouTube and you make a video about it. It doesn't necessarily mean that. It does not necessarily mean that you go on social media and you make a post about it. It doesn't necessarily mean that. What it means is that you must inform the people who is obligatory upon you to inform them about this. For example, your family members. Someone who you see doing an evil, you must tell them this is evil. Right? Teaching. If there's a community where there's no teacher, the person who has knowledge must teach in that community. If there's a community that there is no student of knowledge, someone from that community must go and seek knowledge and come back and teach the people. He must. It's obligatory. If a community doesn't have any student of knowledge, they must pay. Notice this. This fard, what type of fard is this? As a community. What? Community fard, right? It's a communal obligation upon a community that if there is no one to teach the knowledge, they must pay for a student. They find a student who they believe is intelligent. They take him, and someone who's righteous, not just intelligent, someone who's righteous. They believe someone who's righteous. They take him and they send him with their money. The community, they must send him with their money. They must pay to go seek knowledge and come back. And they must look after him all that time and come back. That's a community obligation if they have no student of knowledge. If they have no student of knowledge. For example, a village, no one there. The community is sinning if they don't do that. Alright? This is what I mean by الدعوة إليه. The person must call to this knowledge that he knows. His family. If the Prophet ﷺ said, بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. Tell the people about from me. Convey information from me. Even if it be one ayah. One ayah. Tell your family member they're doing something wrong. Teach your sister. Teach your brother how to pray. Something that you learn teach your brother. When you go back to home, go teach your little brother how this Surah Thalatha 3, what you learnt. So be a form of revision for you, be reward for you, be da'wah for you, be acting upon your knowledge. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, لُعِنَ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا مِن بَنِي إِسْرَائِيلَ عَلَى لِسَانِ دَاوُودَ وَعِيسَى بْنِ مَرْيَمَ. The people who were disbelieving from the children of Israel, they were cursed on the tongue of Dawood, the Prophet Dawood, and Isa ibn Maryam. Why? ذَلِكَ بِمَا عَصَوْا وَكَانُوا يَعْتَدُونَ. Because of their sins that they used to do. What was their sin? كَانُوا لَا يَتَنَاهَوْنَ عَن مُنْكَرٍ فَعَلُوا. They never used to forbid the evil. They would see their brother doing evil, they would see their sister doing evil, they never used to forbid them. So they were cursed up because of that. The Prophet ﷺ said in hadith narrated by Abu Sa'id al-Khudri in Sahih Muslim, مَنْ رَأَى مِنْكُمْ مُنْكَرًا. Whoever sees from you evil, فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ بِيَدِهِ. Let him change it with his hands. If you see evil, change it with your hands. If you can't, فَإِنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ فَبِلِسَانِهِ. Then with your tongue. If you can't, فَمَنْ لَمْ يَسْتَطِعْ فَبِقَلْبِهِ. Then with your heart at least, hate it with your heart. وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ. That's the weakest of Iman. If you see evil, you hate it at least. At least you hate it. And what about, so what's after that? Someone who doesn't care. How many people don't care when they see evil? Alcohol is easy for them to see. They're so used to it. So because they live in a non-Muslim land. It's evil. That is a sin. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, oh, you have to change with your hand or your tongue, or at least hate it. Like what's below hating it? It's a sin. Anything below hating is a sin, right? وَذَلِكَ أَضْعَفُ الْإِيمَانِ. So the hating is the weakest of Iman. So below that is what? It's sinning. A person sinning. Right? So the point is that we're commanded to send this message that we learned. وَالصَّبْرُ الرَّابِعَ now. الصَّبْرُ عَلَى الْأَذَى فِيهِ. When you start giving da'wah, what's going to happen? Your family going to look at you in a bad way. When you start acting upon what you learnt. You learnt that you have to wear the hijab as a sister. You start wearing your hijab. What happens? Your family, they mock you. Maybe you're not the family is non-Muslim. And they're mocking you. Right? That's what happens. Or brother, you're learning knowledge. You're leaving your beard. You're not shaving your beard anymore. You're changing the way you speak. You're not swearing anymore. You're not going to those friends that you used to go to who were smoking or taking drugs or selling drugs even, وَالْعِيَاذُ بِاللَّهِ, or doing evil things. You're not going to those things. You're not going to those parties anymore. What's going to happen? Your friend's going to look at you in a different way. It's going to make you feel alienated, isolated. It's going to make you feel different. So what do we have to do now? Sabr, we have to be patient. The fourth obligation is for you to be patient. As-sabru ala al-adha fi, on any harm that may come to you. Any harm that may come to you, whether it be that, or whether it be in da'wah, you're teaching the people the aqidah, the correct aqidah. People are attacking you for it, for teaching the correct belief, teaching the correct fiqh. You have to be patient. It comes with it. الصبر على الأذى فيه. These four things are obligatory upon every single person. والدليل